Well, hello all. Welcome to Herlefeld. We have finished filling the trailer for the first time, and it's going to deplete a chunk of our fuel, but I'm going to haul this to the BGA. I believe it accepts both grass and would accept chopped corn. Let me see. How can I get around this corner? I think I can. And of course, it's gonna take fuel like crazy. Turn on our beacon. I don't know that I can turn on hazards back then. It took over a field and a half to pick up all the grass, or to fill up the trailer rather. And I got a narrow run down here. So yeah, we can hold 53,000 liters in this particular trailer, and it takes a while to fill it up. You know, in later versions of Farming Sim, you could fertilize the grass. I don't think you could do that yet in Farm Sim 11, 13, 15, maybe it was in 17, we finally had the ability to do that. Probably shouldn't just drive across all these windrows. We're compressing the stuffing out of it. But oh well, we won't notice. We're just trying to get out of the field here en route to the BGA. I just hope I can make it down there. As you see, I am losing fuel by the... it's almost like I got a leak in my tank or something. Probably no way I'd use it this quickly in real life. You know, when I played on the Feldy map, I tweaked the app mod quite a bit. It was actually worse than this. I mean, look at that, 170, 169, 168. It's like going down a liter a second as I drive the tractor here. So fortunately, the BGA is just over the hill here, so I think we'll make it. But basically, I don't even know that you can fill a trailer on a single tank of fuel. Fill it with grass and then deliver it over here. Now, here we are. And we'll just pause here a moment. This is not the view that we have when we open the map in the editor, or what we would see kind of in the default version. So let me hop out of cab. Gonna go like this, hop out of here real quick. We're sitting somewhere right about out here with our tractor, but look at the view that you have in the original version of the map. I'm kind of zoomed in. I believe this bale destroyer unit is still there. We'll see in a moment when we go in game. But it's totally different, and it's really, really clever what the modder did. I love it. The trouble is, it'd be really neat if you also had another area in game where you had a lumber mill of sorts, but this is kind of the default. And so we just came in the gate. The gate, I think, is still there. Roll gate that opens. This is still here, but everything else is, let me see if I can grab it. Holzplatz. That must be a word in German that means lumber mill or sawmill. I really don't know. It isn't letting me select it. Oh, that's right. It doesn't like it. The game doesn't like running when you have the editor go. There we go. Okay, grabbed it. Yeah, my computer doesn't have enough horsepower. But anyway, here it is. I think it's in the 30-second transform group. It picks up all these objects. The mod finds this. It isn't called, with an onCreate script, which is curious. Probably Well, I don't know how. The modder chose to do a different way. It's a totally separate mod. He could have probably embedded the script in the map and called it here. And then the first order of business is to hide or delete everything that you see here and replace it, with a BGA, which is exactly kind of what it did. And I guess the beauty of it is without the script or without the mod in the mod folder, this is what you get. And really, it's just additional eye candy, if you will. It's something to see. It isn't really something you can do, except you can destroy bales here. But other than that, there's nothing else you really would do in here from a game perspective. But then, of course, when the BGA's in here, there's a, the clamp is over here, a couple of them, and yeah, there's a building. Anyway, we'll go back in game. I'm pretty sure this is still there. We hop in here. Yeah, see, you can see that part over here. There's the bale destroyer that's still here. Oh, there's a whole separate area over there. There's the clamps. And so, yeah, there was a building kind of right about, where we're standing, and it's just gone. And so we have an area, it's another hole, oh, yeah, bottle, where there's a scale. And so that mod, I think I put in the script, so it's also working. Matter of fact, let me just hop in the tractor here. And, this isn't something that I typically would use. The normal procedure, of course, is when you come in with a full trailer. Actually, can I see? Where's the lights? Now that's interesting. Huh. Well, maybe. Oh, I see. It says green. I wonder if it's going to turn red, when we hop on here. But standard operating procedure, when you sell something, is you weigh when you come in, you dump your product, and then you weigh when you go out to get the tare. And then, of course, the net is what you just sold them. So the lights don't change. And, okay, so I'm seeing we may have a little problem. Or is there a, no? On forage wagon. Okay, I don't know. There's interesting. Yoo-hoo! Okay, I don't know if there's maybe I'm supposed to come to this over here. No? I gotta stop by the. Alright, so something isn't working exactly on the scale, so okay, I take that back. I thought I had something in there so that I could weigh stuff, and evidently I don't. So, but kind of like I was saying, given that I play out of cab, this probably isn't something I would typically do anyhow. But anyhow, without much further ado, I guess this is where we put the silage. Yeah, we got to dump it in here. So I'll probably, see, that would take a front end loader to put it in there, and I don't know that I want to fuss with a front end loader, so I'll probably have, there's a cool mod out there where it's a conveyor, and you can, you don't have to use the front end loader, because I have no skills at such things. Anyway, there's 3 bunkers. Oh, now interesting. You start dumping it over here. Hold on a sec. Let me see. So you can dump it. And how... Okay, it stops over... That's really curious. So it's got all these triggers in here where you can dump it. I will here in a moment. It's interesting that you can... Oops. So, okay, so this is just the trigger. So, I guess, let me see, am I popping any errors? Nope, cool. So, alright, so we just put everything that we had. That's an interesting texture. Almost looks like chopped corn or something. I'm kind of curious. Does this show? Okay. Fill level. What I don't know is whether... See, I wonder if when this is full, maybe it gives you the opportunity to... we're all used to the BGA, where you fill it, and actually I don't think you have to fill it all the way full. You put material in, then you drive over the top of it with something to compress it, whatever you would call it. Then you can blanket it, and I don't know how this particular version of the BGA behaves. I really don't. So, we shall see. We shall see. So for the moment, actually, I'll take this out to the field again. Actually, it's pretty steep in here. Love hills. So one of the reasons I was attracted to this particular map. There's some decent hills in here. Anyway, I'll take this back out to the field, and there's also some bales to pick up. I think I'm going to try to pick those up. And you may recall in a previous episode, we've already delivered one of those to the farm, and we dumped it in the trough. And because there's a little mod that we adapted and installed to... Actually, you know what? Oh my goodness. I'm going to just drop this right here. Oh, except that isn't what I dropped. These pesky weights. Alright, oops. Get that back up. This is what I wanted to drop. My trailer. While I am here, I'm gonna get some sauce. With our new TSL trailer. This is such a good trailer, and it's awesome that it has animation here where you can see the tank kind of come out. I don't know just how realistic it is. On a trailer like this, I would say, I don't know how big a tank that is. That's a lot of weight, to have a fuel tank, and the idea of a trailer, having something on there that just kind of, oh, now I can't see it, where, oh, not attached. Suffice it to say, that's a lot of weight to come off the trailer like that. But maybe someone knows how these are in real life. Maybe they really do exist. Don't know. All right. Full of sauce. Let me head back to the field. I'm going to take this trailer back to the grass field, and I'm going to drop it. Well, no, I won't drop it. I think I have another tractor trailer unit. I want to go pick some bales up, like I was starting to say. But I kind of want to give a try to the bale destroyer. It's showing something that I don't know that I knew even existed until Farm Sim 15. The particular bale destroyer that it's showing, it's almost as if the person that made this map either created the app mod and then someone brought it forward to later versions. I just didn't know about it. Or they brought the mod backwards to Farm Sim 11, which I doubt. I don't know, it's just kind of interesting. You see these mods over time, many of them common between all the games, and it's just adapted differently. for the bale destroyer trigger in Farm Sim 11, this happened with a script the Giants have called the Barn Mover. I think it's called Barn Mover. And so a part of it is set up to move bales, and then part of it is set up to destroy them. And you kind of need to have both parts really to make it all work, whereas later versions had just the bale destroyer trigger. Anyway, I'm probably boring. I guess I enjoy studying such things, but maybe others don't. Okay, which one am I? Okay, it's number 1. So, out here, we have, like I say, there really wasn't that many bales. So, let me lift this, wrong way, and be responsible and put the pokies down. Or can I do that? Maybe not as easy as I would like. Maybe I can't. Anyway, let me put this down. I don't think I've ever used this trailer before, and I've had this mod a long time. There we go. Am I... Okay, transporting bales. Am I popping any errors? Nope. It is so nice when mods just work. Cool. So, I know I mentioned in a previous episode, this whole field was tethered, and then I windrowed it, and you see it turns so much of the tethered texture back to just regular cut grass. And so you see all these bits lying about, and I'm not sure, I don't know why it does that, but it does. So, this is I took one of these bales, took it up to the farm, kind of as I mentioned. So that must mean there was only 5 bales total. So I have these 2 bales. And let me see here. Can I get close enough? There we go. Alright, this other one is through the fence, so I come down here. See, this is too tight for me to just turn the corner, so I'm going to have to do a little creative finagling here. So all that work to someone in the map itself, the grass was already cut, and so all we did was tether it, rake it, and bale it. I say all we did, that actually was a fair piece of work to do all that, and all for 5 bales. Now, each bale is 6,000 liters, as I recall. I was just talking to someone recently about this. Looking at the code, I'll maybe need to show this in another episode. I learned something on the bales. I can't remember if I shared it. But in this version of Farming Sim, bales did not have a fill level. I don't know when bales first got a fill level. Maybe it was Farming Sim 13. But here in 11 they didn't. If the thing that dictates how much fill level a bale had is the baler's capacity. So if you look at the XML of a round baler, you will see that the baler's capacity for the Giants was 6,000 liters. You'll see on the square bales that the baler capacity, it was 2,000 liters. Now, that's how much went into it, but that's the last time you see how many liters. If I was just having this conversation with someone, if you change the XML so that a baler holds 1 liter, well, it'll crank out bales, by the bushel full. And it's all one and the same. You know, when you would go and take those bales to the sell point, you get the same amount, whether it took 1 liter to fill it or 6,000. So the way the game deals with this is the Lua coating was hard coded by the Giants, that if it's a round bale, the value of the bale was deemed to be $500 or whatever the monetary unit is. And if it was a square bale, then the value of the bale was $200. So $200 for 2,000 liters, or $500 for 6,000 liters. Does anybody see a math problem? So in other words, you make more money over time doing the square bales versus the round bales, which is kind of too bad because it's more work to crank out the round bales than it is the square bales, because you have to stop and kind of back up and everything. But anyway, it is what it is. That's kind of how it is in the coding. Maybe I should just make a mod and equalize the two somehow. But anyway, here we are at the Bale Destroyer. I really don't know what this is doing. It's going to take it in, grind them up, and presumably give us money. So how do we unload bales? Oh, okay. All right, let me hit O. It's going to shoosh them back and tip up. Love the animation. Is there noise with this? I don't know that there is. Let me see here. Unload bales here. Okay, we heard the cha-ching. Ah, shoot, I wasn't watching my cash. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the video again to figure out how much money I just made. But presumably with 4 round bales, I'm guessing it just gave me $2,000. Yeah, 500 per bale. I think that's how it would be. All right, let me take this down. And, you know, I don't have any other bales, but I do know I have some straw that I need to... Oh, man, this is so bumpy. I do have some straw in the wheat and barley fields, so I just as well take this... can't even drive straight. Just as well take it to the field, because I'm going to need to... I was thinking of taking it back, all the way back to the farm. But I'm going to need it out here just to haul these in, so I'm just going to have a lot of baling to do here at some point. And all I have at the moment is a round baler, so probably should just make it... Honestly, most of the time, if I have to deal with bales, it's a square baler. So, you know, it's been a little while since I've taken this road, so maybe I'll just head on over. And of course, there really isn't, to my knowledge, anything to do with the straw bales, or grass bales for that matter, you know, in the original Farm Sim 11 game, other than selling them. Okay, hold on here. Does this take me down? Yeah, I don't think I want to go up. I think I'm headed the right way. So I'm going to head over here. Head out to, there we go, to the topmost field. Let me just kind of peel along here. At some point I'll be up here with the baler. Let me head back to, alright, here we go. To continue picking this up. Yeah, this is going to get nowhere near filling up the BGA, so... Yeah, see, the thing about a normal farm here in Farming Sim, there is so much to do, generally speaking, and even on a good old single-player map like this, I mean, this isn't a huge map, it's just standard-sized. There are certain times in it where there's more than one person can do or keep track of. It'd be later versions of the game where we had the Seasons mod available. Back here, you know, I've kind of, you know, when you grow with the game, if you will, and you see some of that, and, you know, Farm Sim 17 is still my favorite version of the entire franchise, and I haven't been back to play 17 in quite some time. But that's where we first saw the Seasons mod, and I've got to say that when I've gone back now to earlier versions, I've tended to adapt how I play it to have it more season-like. I know when I first would play the game, you know, the moment I got done harvesting a field, I'd get workers going, cultivating it out and getting it replanted just so I could get to the harvest again, even though I was already, you know, continuing harvest. You know, and it typically would happen quick enough, the regrowth that is, you know, to where you could be harvesting and planting just constantly. And, you know, I don't play that way anymore. I tend to just have a harvest season, and kind of like you've seen that I'll do it here, when I go around, I harvest the fields, I leave it alone. Maybe I'll come in and start baling the straw. Maybe I'll rip it out. But when it comes to planting, replanting, I tend to kind of wait till all the harvest is done, all the field work is done, some of those kinds of things, just to kind of to create the feeling of a season, if you will. And as I look at my trailer, 17% full. I'm not going to get anywhere near full here just on this field, so... yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is just how it was back then. Maybe the settings of the map are such that, you know, we just don't have a... I don't know. Just seems like the trailer ought to be filling quicker than it is, but... probably a good thing that it isn't. What do I know? And like I said earlier, I'm really curious to see how the BGA works. We've dumped one load in there, 53,000 liters. You know, here we'll get a little bit more. Probably off cam, I'll go pick up the little bits up in that area. I believe I have a mower. I think I do. So any of these other grass fields I could mow down and also haul them in. We've got a fair bit of corn that we could chop, just take over to the BGA as well. So there'll be plenty to do here. That is something they started you off with, you know, with a forage harvester. So yeah, it's really interesting how farms are started off at certain maps. Some of them you have nothing at all. Some of them you have just some random base game equipment. Some of them come with mods. Yeah, this one here started you. I think the assumption is you're working. I don't know. Is this what you would call? And it's, I don't know how they do agriculture in Germany, I guess. But in Farm Sim 11, it was presumed you owned everything on the map anyhow. But they start you off, you know, with a fair bit of equipment in this particular one. So You know, and it depends on the temperament of the player. I know some people, they like jumping right in, having some of the best equipment, and the idea of running a business isn't something that appeals to them. You know, each to their own. I like starting off with something smaller personally and working for it. But that's just me. Anywho, we almost have this field licked, and once we're done with it, we pretty well... Oh yeah, we got that other field up there. I gotta go pick up all the little random giblets. And you see, these spots like here, I don't think this will ever regrow grass. Probably just a brushstroke error of the mapper. Just a spot that they missed when they were laying down the grass foliage. It's not the only one that was missed in here. Certainly easy to do with all the details that it takes to make a map. Anywho, we are done with this field. We've discovered the BGA, and I think that's probably enough for this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble on in here. Hope you all are having a wonderful day. We are here on Herlefeld, and we will see you here the next time as well. Take care. Bye-bye.